a complete demolition. Engine components. Look at all of the fuses. That's why they're no longer in the Cool Kids Club. Possibly not. Oh, we're done for now. The littlest of little mofos. Getting a rehomation today. Hey, yo, Tobies! This week, Grandpa's 50 is getting some upgrades. A complete wiring harness from front to the back, from side to the other side. All of it. All of it. It's a good looking truck. It's been in the family since 1974. Didn't always look this good. My grandpa, great grandpa to you guys, he bought it in 1974 and it was his daily driver. Drove it for 5-6 years and then pretty much tucked it on the side of the house. Then my dad, when he was in high school, was gonna start driving it, but he only got to drive it one day because it broke and he was out of his boundary line, and Grandpa had to come, great grandpa to you guys, had to come save him. And he took it away from Grandpa, my dad, for years before my dad was able to buy it back. And in that meantime, my grandpa had it painted. And it's been in his garage since, yeah, 91, when it was painted. And then he finally sold it to my dad in what, 2014, 2013, somewhere in that range. And he's kind of did the same thing, just tucked it in the garage. They're trying to take care of it. But he wants to enjoy it, you know. We always go to Cars and Coffee, and every week he said, man, I want to get it out. But he's got some concerns. And the electrical is one of them. So that's where we're going to start in this video. Right here. First things first is obviously a complete demolition of the electrical. Here's the kit we're going to go with. Grandpa bought this like a year after he got his hands on the truck itself. So it's, I don't even know if they still making stuff is what I'm saying. But if they are, it's really darn sweet because they've got every wiring diagram that you can think of that you're gonna need. So you got engine components, you got body components, you got instrument components, even little turn signal switches. And the even cooler part, we took this out of the box and every one of these wires is literally labeled of what it needs to go to. Look, you see that? Turn signal, turn signal. Dang, look at, what's this little white one? Brake switch. Look at this one, 12 volt ignition. It's awesome. High quality in my opinion. The wires, they feel good. They're not all hard, even after sitting in the box for 8 years. So, they gave us headlight switches, dimmer switches, every little fuse and connector that we'll probably need, and the little flashers and the everything. 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 Here's a good view of the inside. You know, great grandpa style bed floor. Heck yeah, looks great. great grandma style headliner. She did that one, I think, if I'm correct. Super cool. It's family history here that just, you know, gives you those feelings. Here's a good view of the inside. Grandpa's taking the seats out because, well, it's pretty much the only thing in the way in here. And it'd just be easier if they're just out of the way. But seats, comfy, not really, but sure. The dashboard looks really good. My, look at all of the fuses. Yep, that's exactly why Grandpa is worried about the wiring. Because glass fuses, they were kicked out of there for a reason. That's why they're no longer in the Cool Kids Club. Okay? They gotta go. Seats came out. Fairly easy. Not really. Alright? But they're out. We're gonna put our bolts back together like this. Put them with the seats. Find all the ones down there. Suck all the mice poop out. And then start attacking the stuff. You know, and I was just talking with Grandpa about, look at what great grandpa did. He used those trash bag ties to hold all the wires together. Man, look at that, 2 of them. That's dualed up. That's for the extra strength. You didn't know about the dual bag tie. It's ingenuity. You know, is it really terrible if it works? Possibly not. So I initially said that we're gonna just cut it all out and just start fresh, but I think instead we're kind of gonna cut it out as we go. Put, you know, each section in as so it works in my head, is what I'm saying. So we're gonna start up here because this is obviously where we need to start, you know, with the heart stuff. So these are little add-on turn signals that I believe great grandpa had put in there. So we're just gonna whoop at this electrical tape and keep those so we don't have to mess with that. We don't want to go in the fender if we don't have to. Same with this little marker light here. There's a little wire already chased down. We're just gonna whoop right at that little butt connector. But we do have new headlight connectors, so we are gonna unfortunately have to at least feed through that hole. Figure it out. Shouldn't be too hard. I've looked at this and I've studied it like a crap ton, and I'm pretty sure this section and I think maybe this section is the only pieces I need to go outside the truck. Everything else I believe can all stay inside. Little plan here, so I'm thinking about taking this block, and I don't know if you can see it through this jungle, and I'm gonna put it right here because right over here, you know, this hole is where all the wires go. So if we put the block over here, it's convenient for the engine bay wires, is what I'm saying. And there's plenty of space up there. It's hidden. You won't see it as you like walk up, like as you do here, like right there. It's neat, but it's still ugly because it's still messy, you know. So if we could keep the mess in the small little dash area, we'd be doing good. But I think it's gonna work because this is the bulk of it. Not really, this is, and this is all staying inside. I think this is the only one that's going outside, which is still a pretty good amount. So I'm gonna cut all these wires right here somewhere at the firewall, and then take one of them and tape it to the end of all these wires and use it to pull it through to make it easy. All right, here we go. We're gonna snip it. Oh, we're snipping it, the first snip. Oh man, we did it. we're done for now. Oh. Don't worry, I left the white one. Had to come back for it. That way I had something to attach my new wires to, but that's every wire that goes through there. Oh, all right. Heck yeah. Now let's undo this and hook them up. Stretch them out, pull them through. Because that's what we're here to do. Simply done. I just connected, you know, our wire to our wires. Got a big old loop-de here. I put some tape on every time we got a little wire together so they stick together and go through the hole nicely. I also had to pull out our wiper feed motor wire. You know, I don't know, because I believe it's on the inside. It should stay on the inside. So let's pull this sucker through. Pretty sure if we just yank on this, here they come. Just like that easy. Except I better go feed. Grandpa's gonna pull. Because there's so many sharp edges that you don't want to lose your wires to. So, oh, I'm being a terrible feed guy. All right, there we go. We got most of this engine-based stuff kind of figured out. Then we got some headlight stuff. This is turn signal and a horn. And then we got the other turn signal and headlight stuff going that way. Alternator, hookup, you know, straight from the starter. We got some ignition feed and stuff. Pulled out all the old stuff. Let's come around in here. Kind of needed to make room for our new stuff, so I just, yeah, started cutting, kind of. Yep, got most of it out. All right, can't complain. Got the most important glass fuse piece out of here. But I got some pieces I gotta figure out. With all that old crap gone, it's feeling better, is what I'm saying. The only really old stuff left we got is the ignition switch. And we're gonna need some of that for the new stuff because it has a different style setup ignition switch, but that's no big deal. So our next goal here is to feed these wires to the back. And the way they're routed this time is through the top. So I have these wires here, which are cut, and they all head up across the back here. So we're gonna take this headliner down and feed the wires through like they did. But we gotta get rid of this, and it's gonna get messy because we heard some mice in there earlier. So here's the plan. I got me one of these. Grandpa's got him one. And let's just take 1,000 screws out. We'll start right up here. Dang. See how long that sucker is? Grandpa used them long suckers, about to poke through the roof. Oh man, we got the headliner coming down. Look what we done found. The littlest of little mofos. They're so cute, but they're so detrimental. It's like, you know, little suckers. Bummer for them little cute suckers. Getting a rehomation today. So I hear more of you. This is gonna be nasty. Make sure we don't got any tools we don't want to keep. You hear him panicking? I don't want to get in there, but I kind of need to. They're in there. We're gonna have to cut that shit out. We got a new day. Grandpa's vacuuming. We're gonna continue on our wire. We're gonna start with the one that comes back. Oh wow, that's tighter than I thought it was gonna be. Uh-oh. Huh. Some of these don't want to come. Well, we saved some of this wire for this light. Just, you know, it's hooked right here. It's clipped is what I'm saying. We left the license plate light as long as possible because we might need some of that length, and it's decent wire. It's not terrible. Our wires ran all the way back here, so we got the fresh ones. And this one, well, this is that side. And well, it only makes it to about here, so that's kind of why I left all these long. Here's the other tail light that we gotta hit. No problem. Pretty simple back here. We're running down the coils. This one is all the stuff from the engine bay we're not gonna use, so it's gonna get tied up in the dashboard with the thing. This is turn signal stuff, so that's just gonna get hooked to all these wires. This is radio and heater stuff, which we don't even have a radio, so we only need the heater. This one is the headlight switch, and that's just gonna plug in. And this is half the dashboard stuff, so half of these are not gonna get used because, well, they're mostly mechanical. You know, we don't need wires for them, is what I'm saying. And then this is your brake light switch and stuff. So it's pretty, you know, simple. This will get hooked up to this red wire that goes to the alternator. Then this is your little flasher for your hazards, or no, that's actually your horn relay. So, man, we're knocking it down. By this afternoon, we should have this pretty good. Progression is being made. It's kind of hard to see. But we got a fuse block. It's mounted. Yep. It's in there. We still got to tighten up the nuts, make it secure, but for now, it's kind of in the location we want it to be in. The dimmer switch had enough length to perfectly reach the old dimmer switch. So I don't even think we're going to replace that one because I'm pretty sure this one still works. We'll keep the other one as backup. Turn signal stuff. So that'll just get routed up the back of that. Man. Over here, we got a little more progression. It looks less spaghetti. We got the headlight stuff running down in the direction it's gonna be, mostly. We got all the other stuff from running across to the starter, kind of where it's gonna be. It's looking great. I got a new day again. Had some stuff to take care of yesterday, cut my day short. Grandpa kept working at it. Look, it doesn't look much different, but it looks a lot different. If you look down here, all the starter connections, they're starter connected. They're connected is what I'm saying. Yep. Grandpa's worried about his ignition one, so I brought some different loops, some bigger ones, so we'll redo that one. He's actually working on doing the ground side because, well, that don't look too good. We might as well give it a fresh wire if everything else is getting fresh wire. And then we have some headlight stuff to deal with, and the engine bay will be wrapped up. The alternator over here, connected. It's good. We got the red wire, we got the little clipperoonie. We just got to clean up the wires, zip tie them together, put a little sheath on them. come in here yonder way, and we're still kind of where we were at. Was looking, found out that the brake switch is outside, so I need to run the brake switch wires out there, which I believe are these ones. What does this say? Yep, brake light, brake switch. What's the orange one? Brake switch. Yep. Then we got turn signal stuff and gauges and ignition stuff and everything else. But it should go pretty easy in here. If you look back yonder, we still have, yep, the taillights. We got a mess down here, but progression's happening. The dome lights, the courtesy light is the thing calls it. I've always called it a dome light, you know? Because you always turn it on when you're getting, yeah, never mind. Anyway, we had to refish those in there. They're up there now. I think we're back on track. So then I'm working on the headlight switch. We got a new one. Poor thing's already broke. Got some plastic broken, but that's fine. The switch is still good. It's not gonna stop us. The only bummer is this nut doesn't go through this hole. And why? Why couldn't we make it the same size? Well, probably because this is a square body switch and that's the size that they use. So if you ever want to replace this switch, you need to go get a square body switch instead of the old 50 switch, because it's probably way easier to find. So we just have to drill the hole out, no matter what. So I got Tasmania on here. Let's do it. Oh. Well, you know, now that it's done, it looks beautiful. And then we just put the little rod in there and boom, we got headlights and the little end on there. Totally worth it. All right. That's one more coil of wire out of the way. Holy cow, Grandpa's killing it back here. He done left some extra, you know, because just in case you want to change the lights. He's not a real big fan of these ones that just poke off, so one day they'll get changed. So I left all the extra wire, just coiled it up, got it all connected. I'm up there in that mess still, but for every minute I spend under here, it becomes less of a mess, so that's always good. If you look under here, it looks pretty messy, but it's actually a lot less messy than it looks. So we got all the stuff we're not going to use, we're going to end up tying up back here. This is headlight stuff. It'll get tied up over here once we get all this other stuff hanging. This is also got a bunch of stuff we're not using, so, you know, boom. Look how much cleaner that stuff is. We can pull this orange up a little more, get it a little more tidy, whitey tidies, and then make a couple other connections, and we will be about ready to start it up. Ignition switch got ready. I got all the wires over here around the gas pedal. Got a ground here and there. Things are moving along in here. I got some together. The ignition switch I got to length. I just got to put my crimpers on. Grandpa's over here. We're running headlights. Yep. So we're changing plans. We had them originally going to come across the front, so we just ended up snipping them right here. Yep. And then we're gonna end up putting another assist and going back across that way, because it's cleaner, it's not in the way of the fan, it's less dangerous, and we're already gonna have wire going that way, so we might as well just utilize the little loom stuff we'll put on there and hide it. Connecting my wire, there's these cool little clear tubey things, you know, that probably great grandpa put in there. My grandpa, that's what I'm saying. Anywho, it just come down here and straight into the hole over here somewhere to the headlight. We yanked it out so we could pull on these wires. I'm just gonna pull lightly because Grandpa feeds lightly, and they should come out. Coming around, it's taking some time, but ignition switch, it's wired in, all brand new wires. Just gotta plug it in, stick it back in the dash. Grandpa's up here, man, already got headlights. Dang, look at them brand new wires and clips. Do you see them? Dang. Now he's in here, he's working on park lights, which are these guys, and the turn signals at the same time, which are these guys. He's killing it. Shoot, we're gonna get further ahead than I thought we were just to fire it up. The only thing that we're getting down to is the turn signal switch stuff and the dashboard stuff, but I think we decided we're just gonna cap most of that off and try and order something similar but newer, so it all has electric stuff and stuff. Kind of looks like spaghetti, but it's a lot cleaner spaghetti. We still got turn signal stuff to figure out, but man, as things are getting wrapped up, this is really looking amazing in here. Grandpa's done some work, taking his time, making everything look great. Look at the wires. It's perfect, is what I'm saying. All we gotta do is come back and put some of that little plastic loom stuff cover up. You wouldn't even know there's wire there because it blend. Man, it looks great. So I think we're to the point of putting the jump box on the battery, putting the key in it because the ignition's ready. We got headlight switchage. Might need headlights in there. Let's pull it. Pull the switch. Grandpa's putting the last one in. Oh, no juice. Got no juice. Why we got no juice? Oh, because the fuse isn't in it.
Oh, that would help. That would help.
There's no fuses. That'll do a lot of a difference. All right. Well, look, we got park lights, but still no headlights. We'll have to figure that out. Grandpa's gonna try and crank on it. See what we get. Make sure we're not in gear so we don't run anyone over. Come here, little man. We're gonna make some noise. Oh, look at that. It's cranking. I mean, wiring's doing good. And I'm pretty sure that we don't have headlights because the ground, we went straight to the body. And I don't think there's a ground from the body to the frame or to the engine. There might be one from the engine to the frame, but you know what I'm saying? There's not one connecting the body to the rest of it. So once we get that, then we'll have headlights. Things going good. Crank sounded super good. These are bright as heck. They've never been that bright. Monday morning here. Weird day. Our morning job got canceled, so I'm still at home. The weird part is I have to go to work this afternoon. Weird. Hate days like that, but that's how it's gonna work today. But it gave me enough time to come back to Grandpa's and drop the fuel tank. Well, because first of all, we need to run a wire all the way through the truck. We actually ran up here. You see that wire? We did it backwards. I don't know why I put it in that mess to bring it back here. It's supposed to go in the engine bay down the frame. That's how we're gonna send it. But this sending unit, it's a 6-volter. It's not gonna work. So this gauge is actually from the Chinesium kit that I bought from Amazon for the Caprice, and I didn't need the fuel one. So, well, here's the sending unit they sent us. Bolts, the little floats floating around here somewhere. And it looks to me that that ring is almost the exact same size as that ring. So I think this is gonna work perfectly. Guys, you gotta check this out. This hardware they sent us right here, there's no possible way. But look what it does. It screws right in. No freaking way. Even more crazy, we sneak this sucker on there, and these holes almost align. Almost perfectly. No way. No way. Man, the new sending unit, it's in there. Looks wonderful, it's tight. Next thing we gotta do is run a new wire to it. Whoop. So put a little ring on it, like that. Pop that sucker back in there, run that wire to it. Good to go. And then we got a new gauge. We just have to find somewhere to mount it. I went to work, been back. While I was gone, Grandpa done got the gas tank in. Here's the proof. You can tell because it's back in there. So the next thing we got to do is route the wire for the fuel sending unit. But I think we're going to put that on pause, put some gas in the carburetor, and fire it off. Make sure that the coil and everything else is doing what it's supposed to. There we go. Oh man, she fired right up. We definitely got power to the coil. Yeah, that fuel filter is empty.
Oh, so that's just fired off when I dumped on it?
It's gotta be.
See if we can get it to pump some up.
Alright, Grandpa cranked long enough to give us just a tickle, so it should suck in there now. There it goes. Woo! Made me jump. Still got a small fuel leak right here. It's the rubber to the metal on the filter. I love the sound of this thing.
She runs again, buddy. Oh, dude. I wish I had more fuel. I'd take this maybe around the block.
It's reading oil pressure, right?
Yeah.
It's reading oil pressure. Man, it's always exciting to hear a project run, I'll tell you. Oh, it's looking wonderful. It's coming along great. But I'm running out of time. So I gotta wrap this video up right here. If you wanna see more, we got the seat to do, and we got some other wiring to finish up on this thing. So you're gonna have to subscribe for next week's video. Like or comment something. Watch another video. Thanks for watching this one.